The whole story was that the doctor would not give her any anesthesia, or would not give her any pain medicine or shots or anything, so she had a natural birth. And think of it, all she could think of, here I am having a baby and I'm handcuffed, the pain. She could not endure the pain. And the doctor kept saying, push, 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 and she couldn't push. And then in a moment, she forgot the handcuffs and started thinking about Jesus and heard him say push, and she pushed. 11-pound baby. 11-pound baby. Now, let me tell you something. That's a heartbreaking experience. You need Jesus in the prison. You need him here. But he's there. The resurrected Christ is there to help you when you need him. Now, here's the story. Listen carefully. She was in prison, a very successful businesswoman in prison, and had been a model, a very successful woman. Now, she does not have a green card, which means she cannot stay in the United States because she has committed a crime, and she's an illegal alien in the United States. Now listen to the story. She goes before the judge. Naturally, that's the immigration. Listen up, everyone. Please listen up. It's very important. They came all the way from Miami to be here. So you listen up just a minute. I'll be through in just a couple of minutes. Now listen carefully. She goes before the judge. The judge says, well, you have been in prison. You're an illegal alien. We will have to deport you back to Colombia. Now remember, she didn't get to keep her baby. The baby was born, and when the baby was born, they took the handcuffs off of her, but they put chains on her legs. Chains on her legs. They then put a blanket across her chest, and they brought the baby in, and she could keep the baby for 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours, her baby. So now she serves her time. She's going before the judge. Listen up, everyone. She's going before the judge because the judge is going to deport her back to Colombia. And the judge says it's a natural case. You're illegal. You have been in prison. And her lawyer said, would you give us just 1 hour? We'll promise 1 hour before you. Guess what? The judge listened for 5 hours and gave her the green card. So she could stay here in America and to keep her other 2 children, her 3 children, and stay here. But wait a minute, you haven't heard the story. Can you think of the chains and a baby?
Yes.
Can you think of that? The pain, natural birth, 11 pounds. Her husband,
I felt the pain.
the most successful anchor person in Miami, Florida, among all the Spanish-speaking stations, came for that occasion. And he told her how much he loved her and so forth. Now, guess what? He thought she was going to be deported and he would not have to go with her. You know why? Because while she's in prison, now listen, she had never gone with any person else before her marriage, any other boy. Never before she married him. Never, never, never. The man she loved with all of her heart came. He thought she was going to be deported. And so what does she do? She says, I love you. He says, I love you. And then when the judge said, you can have your green card, you can stay here, his face dropped. He took her to the airport and dropped her off at the airport without any money and just said, I'm through with you, and he left her there. Can you think of the baby in prison, in chains? Can you think of the only boy that you've ever been with, ever dated? Telling you he loved you, and she had trained him to be this anchor person on TV, to say, here you are without any money at an airport, and the husband says, I don't love you, I'm leaving you. He had found another person while she was in prison. Now let me tell you something. She goes all over the country into South America sharing this story of what Jesus meant to her at that time. She would have taken her life, but she had one promise, that Jesus would be with her and stay friends, the resurrection says that Jesus is alive. And I want to tell you, come over here. Hey, I want to tell you, she can tell you that Jesus is alive in her life, and he means more to her than anything in the world. Is that right, Martha?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so I just wanted you to hear that story and to let you know that every year I'm so happy that the Methodists, I'm a Baptist, the Methodists do this for you. And not only that, on Father's Day we have a free camp, and the Methodist Church also does that. So we are so happy to have you, and thank you for this time. I have to get these women to the airport, but God bless each of you.